Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not, as that may be meant for someone else. All right, I got some new cards. They are the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'm going to try these out. So I really like these. I've seen other readers use them, so I thought I would buy myself some. I will put a link down below if you are interested in getting some for yourself. So we are going to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at, and possible future energy. So struggling with deep knowing. Okay. What do you need? What does Capricorn need to look at? What does Capricorn need to look at? A thinker. And then possible future energies for Capricorn. Blessed. We like that one, right? Overall energy, we have breathe. All right, so we have what you may possibly be struggling with is a deep knowing. And what does that deep knowing represent for you? Does that represent getting in tune with yourself, listening to your inner self, knowing that everything will be okay and that you will work through things? Or is it a situation that you're having trouble with, a deeper knowing of what really went on with a situation, or why things aren't happening, or why you're feeling a certain way? What you need to look at as a thinker is take that time out to process this. If you are questioning, or you're wanting to know a deeper knowing, or you're wanting to find the answers of a situation, or you want to really be more in touch with yourself and listening to that inner voice, is to take that time to be that thinker, to take that time out to process things, to ask yourself those questions, to figure things out, to embrace things, to process the negative, to process the positive, right? To process those feelings that you're having, and to not try and find distractions so that you don't deal with it, right? Because sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that situation. So you find things, definitely like social media, to try and block that out so you don't have to deal with that. And what is that result? That result is blessed. That is that lightness, that freedom, feeling blessed, feeling that you are happy in the space and the time that is now. Overall energy is breathe, and I feel like it brings a lightness to you. It brings a lightness to your life and your situation, because you have that deeper knowing, that you've taken that time to think and process, that you are appreciating the now. So deeper knowing, let's get a little more detail on that. So we have the King of Coins. Some more clarification with that deeper knowing for Capricorn. We have deeper knowing. I feel like that goes with the Four of Swords, and we have the Ten of Swords. I almost feel like that deeper knowing of why are these things happening to you? Why are you surrounded by these swords? Why are you feel like everything's coming towards you? It could also be why that deeper knowing as to how to succeed at business, how to become more patient, right? The King of Pentacles is somebody who is patient. He is determined, right? He looks at things from, if something isn't working, then he'll change things up and he'll try things different ways in order to succeed in business. To succeed in business, if a certain way of doing things isn't happening, isn't working, or it's not bringing you the results that you want, then he knows to change things up, to see things differently, to look at things differently. I feel like it's also about taking that time, but dreaming, right? Being that thinker, because he's laying here and then there is this night, right? That there is this progression within himself that he wants to have this happen, but how do I make that happen? How do I succeed? So I feel like there's a lot of different things going on here. There are a lot of thinking, a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. It could, like I said, be with different things. It could be with work. It could be with career. It could be with making dreams come true, or why are things happening to you. I feel like this heaviness and this weight of you kind of feel like this is holding you back from achieving this over here. Kind of realizing that this is what's holding you back. Thinker, that you're thinking about negativity, that you're holding on to negativity, that you're holding on to hurt, that you're holding on. Again, I feel these two are connected, this Ten of Swords. Tens can also be completions. It can be that completed cycle of, hey, I've taken this time to think. I'm taking this time to work this out, to process this, and see that I need to let things go. That I'm holding myself back, again with the swords, thinker, right? That you're holding yourself back. Sometimes we don't realize that we're holding ourselves back from situations. Sun, focusing on the positive, setting yourself up for success, which I have said that before, which is that's something that I'm trying to go through too. That's something that I'm trying to realize. And before I forget, I just want to say happy birthday to those of you that have a birthday today. That I always seem in the past to set myself up for failure. And I'm learning now to see how I'm setting myself up, and that I want to set myself up for success. I want to, one thing with working with horses is I've watched a lot of videos and a lot of trainers, and there's one in particular that I really like, and he says to, when you're working with your horse, set it up for a yes answer so that the horse can find the yes answer, so that way you have that connection. And I feel like that goes with working with yourself too, is set yourself up for that yes, set yourself up for that success, so that you can do things that you know you can succeed at and that you can achieve, so that when you're trying to build your confidence and you're trying to work on yourself, I feel that in the very beginning is that you have to set yourself up for success. Definitely when you become more confident in yourself and you feel like you can handle bigger challenges, you can put bigger challenges in front of yourself, because you know that you've succeeded in the past, so you can succeed at the future and those bigger challenges. But I feel when you're trying to learn to trust yourself, when you're trying to learn to succeed with those goals that you have, that you can't overwhelm yourself to the point where it doesn't work and then you give up, which I found that that's what I used to do, is I used to have so many ideas and so many thoughts and spread myself so thin that I never accomplished anything because I had so much going on. And I would be easily distracted by negativity or failed situations, and I would wallow in that. So I feel like it's looking at, are you setting yourself up for success? Are you setting yourself up for victory? Or are you setting yourself up for failure? And then we have blessed. Blessed because you're opening new doors and you're seeing things differently because you've processed this here. You're seeing those weak spots. You're working on those positive things, right? Your strong points, that you're bringing those to the forefront, and you're accomplishing those things, whatever that may be, whether it may be in business or relationships or just working on yourself. You're feeling blessed, and it's opening new doors. We have the Two of Pentacles, the beginnings. I feel like 2 is kind of those initial steps. I feel like 0 is like the working or the thinking of it. 1 is like you have the power of it, believing in yourself, and then 2 is actually taking the actions to make things happen, right? To feel more balanced, to feel like, okay, well, some things I may not be good at, and sometimes I kind of put myself in situations where I fail or I don't make it, but I'm learning more that I'm putting myself in situations that I can achieve, that I can succeed with, right? And I'm not having that weight of this is always going to fail, or this isn't going to work out, or this is becoming too heavy, or this is becoming too much. That I'm happy for those things that I'm realizing, that I'm seeing. I'm happy for those things that I'm letting go of. I'm breathing easier. I'm having that confidence. I know that I'll reach my goals. I'll know that I'll get where I want to be, but I'm believing more in myself, and I'm setting myself up for success. Bottom of the deck, we have justice, which is because you're manifesting those things. You're putting yourself in situations where you can manifest things, and things can come in for you, and you're feeling more balanced, and things start happening for you because you're in this energy of success and setting yourself up for success. All right, so I got these new cards too, energy oracle cards. So I'll put a link to these down below. And so we'll get some of these. And then I want to do my star dragons because I like my star dragons. So let's get a final. This one seems to be popping out. We have door to value. Look at that. Talk about success. Opening the door to value. And I love that. Value, it's not just money or monetary things, but I feel like it's things that have more substance in your life, things that have more value, things that have more feeling and more success to them, and opening that door. And I feel like that's what this is too, is opening that door. And that's what you're doing. You're slowly opening that up. And that brings in all of these other successes, right? The successes in other areas of your life, because you're starting with you, which is the core. And that's what you're opening up. All right, and let's get a star dragon. Let's see. We have wisdom, asking questions. I love that. That's one of the biggest things that has helped me, is asking questions, asking myself questions. If I feel a certain way, asking myself those questions. Why do I feel this way? You know, asking myself those tough questions, kind of having it as, if you had a best friend, if you have a best friend and they're struggling, what questions would you ask that person to help them? But seeing yourself as that best friend and asking yourself those questions to ask yourself if you're struggling in this energy here, right? You're trying to get that deep knowing. You're trying to find answers. You're feeling like the weight of the world. You're having this weight on your back. Asking yourself that questions, what is that weight? Why do I feel it? How do I change it? How do I set myself up for success? Wisdom. Wisdom is learning and asking questions, whether it's to yourself or other people, finding resources from other people that have gone through your situations, or having that support from people around you that you trust. Wisdom is knowledge and learning from that. Enlightening your energy, right? Breathe and feeling blessed. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.